Macros are a way of automating tasks in Word. Basically what you do is you tell Word to start recording a macro. So it starts recording everything that you physically do, and then you stop recording. Then you can run and play back that macro at any time. So it's when you want to record doing a number of actions and then stop recording, and then when you run it, it performs those actions for you. So it's a way of automating repetitive tasks and creating a little button so it's quick and easy to do that task again. Now, if you're going to work with macros in Word, you need to turn on what they call the Developers tab. And to do this, we go to File, we go to Options, and we go to Customize Ribbon. And on the right hand side, if it isn't already ticked, you need to tick Developers. And when you go OK, you'll see you've got an extra tab now in your ribbon called the Developers tab. Now the Developers tab lets you deal with code and with macros, which is effectively what you're doing. The next thing we should do is check the macro security level. If you click the macro security button on your Developers tab, I would set Enable All Macros. If you're going to work with macros and create macros, you need to enable them. So we'll choose this option and OK. And then the third thing regarding macros is we have to save this file not as a docx, but as a .m, which is a macro-enabled workbook or document. So I'm going to press the function key F12, which is save as. I want to call it macros, and I'm going to save it not as a docx, which is a Word document, but instead as a .m, which is a Word macro-enabled workbook. Only a .m file can host or contain macros. So I'll choose .m, and I'm also going to put it on my desktop so I can find it easy. So the file is called macros, it's a .m type file, and it's on the desktop, and I'll go save. Now it's a matter of deciding what things do you want to automate. You could automate something as simple as typing in your name and address. Let's just try that for example. There's a button called Record Macro on your Developers tab, and if you click that, it'll ask you to give the macro a name. So I might just call it my address. And it's going to store this macro in normal, but I could just store it in this document. So I may just store it in this document, which means the macro will only ever run if this document's open. So that's something to be aware of. Whereas if you store it in normal, it'll run whenever the normal file is open, which is most of the time. So I'll store it in macros and I'll go OK. And I'll just record typing my name and address details. And then I'll stop recording. I might just make things a bit bold and a bit prettier, just to give you more of an idea of what you can do. And then I'll stop recording. So the whole idea now is that if I was to delete that and I was to run my macro, I just go to the macros button, there's my address there, and I just go run. And when I run the macro, it automates doing what I did manually. The other thing we could record perhaps is inserting a next page section break, because we don't have a button for a next page section break. And it would be really nice, instead of having to go to layouts, having to go to breaks, having to go to next page, to just click a button and it gives us a next page section break. So I'm going to record by going to my Developers tab, record a macro called next page section break. And I'll store it just in this file for now. And OK. So then I record just going to layout, going to breaks, going to next page, and then I stop recording. So I go to my Developers tab and I stop recording. The whole idea now is if I went to macros, and there's my macro there, and I went run, it would give me section 3. It's given me a new section, next page section break. If I wanted to record opening a file, for example, that I use on a regular basis, and then I could create a button that I just clicked it and it automatically opened that file, I would record a macro and I'd call it open, say long caption, that being the name of the file, And again, I'll just store it in this file for now. And OK. So then I'd record going File, Open, going off to the location where that file was. And opening long caption. And I'll bring it into view. So that macro recorded just opening this file. Notice my mouse is still a tape deck. So now I've got to stop recording. So I go to the Developers tab and I stop recording. So basically what you do is you set Word into record macro mode, and then you just record, doing whatever it is that you want it to repeat. And then you stop recording. So if I now go to macros, the button on my Developers tab, I'll actually see there's no macros in this particular, but if I go to my, let me just close this file. If I go to my macros file and go to macros, there's 3 macros there now. If I ran this one, it should open the long caption file, and there it is there, and close that. And if I ran either of these, it would insert my address run, or insert a next page section break. So it's anything that you want to automate.